Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome back to Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world. Monday brings so many. How can I say this? Oh, I don't know what to say, to be honest. The day after yesterday, you know what happened. If you don't know, we're going to be talking about that. But I'm more, like I said, I'm disappointed, upset, annoyed, angry to an extent. We're going to be talking about this gentleman to the side over here. Absolutely, I don't know what happened to the fan base. Really, you can have your opinions, but when you start crossing that line there, it's like really for me, there's no point of return. But we're going to get into this one when we talk about transfer news, the game that happened yesterday, West Ham, and some other bits and pieces of news on Cannon for the TV. Yeah, so welcome back indeed to Canon Fodder TV, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world. Monday's the first day back at work. Yeah, back at work after a 2 week break, and I'm thinking, give me one more week, but you got to give me the money as well. But that's not about to happen, is it? Because I work through an agency. And those of you who know the system, how the system works, you don't work, you don't get paid. But anyhow, there is a little icon that says that do just click the like button. That's all you have to just click the like button. That's what you got to do. Also, if you'd like to come into live chats, I know I've done it over Bukayo Saka's image, but listen, there's nowhere else I can put it. But anyway, come into the live chat. Let me know your thoughts about the game yesterday against West Ham. You might want to even talk about the situation with Bukayo Saka. And listen, I know he missed a penalty, and it was just inevitable what was going to happen. As days, follow night, and as night follows day, I knew what was going to happen. But anyhow, so you know, where is he? Bukayo Saka. Let me put up his face here. Our Wonder Boy, our Super Boy, he is still our Wonder Boy. He's still our super. He's our Star Boy. Star Boy. However, I have seen some ridiculous, ri- absolutely disgusting, comments on social media. Some of them were sent to me, and some of them I wish you just didn't send it to me. I just didn't really want to know. But Bukayo Saka subject to disgusting racial abuse after West Ham penalty miss. I went onto another platform just as we were finishing. Actually, it was Arsenal 101, hosted by Tony, who's a host on that platform there. And just as we were ending the show, I put in there, apart from the comments about about the substitutions, about the game, I said I hope that Bukayo Saka does not get vilified. Only knowing too well what social media is like. The plus points, I don't know, man. The negative points about social media seems to outweigh the positivity. Meeting people that I would never have met before in my life. Linking up together and having created this community over here on Canon for the TV. I get it. But the negative part, when you hear and see inciting violence, hatred, and racism. When are these social media platforms going to wake up? I don't know how many times I've spoken about, the racist element that still is the scourge of the sport, football. How many times do I have to speak about it? I'm going to continue the fight. Those of you who've been following the platform for five years know fully well, or you should know. If you don't know, I will tell you. I've worked as a youth worker. I've worked as a school mentor. I've worked as a teaching assistant. It's so different. I have tried to be the shining light, trying to be the example, trying to show children right from wrong, as if they were my own children. I have two adult children who are in their 30s. There's only so much I can do. It is a complex issue. I understand it. But we're talking about a space that is controlled. Social media is controlled. We have 8 moderators and counting. We have set up that, if someone comes up with the F word or the C word, or, comes up with the silly comments in the live chats, we have set it up so that these comments do not come through. Why is it the likes of Instagram and Twitter and YouTube to a certain extent cannot do it? I am sick and tired of it. Sick and tired of being sick and tired. It was just inevitable. I knew it was going to happen. Just because Bukayo Saka missed a penalty, does he deserve to receive a barrage of abuse? Disgusting racial abuse. Does he really deserve? No, he doesn't. Nobody deserves that. Nobody. So I try and lead the charge over here on Channel 40 TV. You see my face more often than my brother, maybe Ange, Terry, to name not but a few names who are contributors who are panelists on this platform. And we are all leading the charge in the same direction. I hope. We're leading the charge in the same direction. No racism. No threats of violence on this platform. And if you are watching me live now and you're thinking, actually, you know what, I do want to say, well, then this is not the place for you. Go and find a different platform where you think you can, racially abuse somebody or incite racism. Go, because this is not the platform for you. And I will tell you now. And if you are found, again, I keep saying the same, I haven't had to say this for the longest time, but if you are found to be sending comments aimed at myself or any of the panelists or any of the players, whether it's in a live chat, I don't know, or maybe a pre-recorded video that I do, I read all the comments. You are barred forever. And there is no coming back. And this is on a little platform here on Channel 40 TV. Bukayo Saka is our star boy. Does not deserve that. Doesn't deserve it. I don't care what he did. I don't care whether he missed a penalty, which meant we lost the game. I don't care whether he had a chance to score in a hat trick. He missed a penalty in the World Cup or the Euros. I don't care. He does not deserve that treatment at all. Doesn't deserve it. Absolutely disgusting. And the thing is, you could probably say, oh, well, you know what? It's another club. It's their fans. But these are our fans. Our fans are doing this to our players. Well, they say they support Arsenal. And you will go to that extent to racially abuse one of us. I mean, I've seen some of the images. I've seen some of the wordings that people have found the time to go on a social media platform and send out the disgusting content there aimed at one of our players. And actually, I say one of our players, doesn't matter which player it is, whether, if it's a Tottenham player, a Man United player, a Leeds United player, or Fulham player, it's not right. It is not right at all. So I'm going to say this for the masses. We've hit 20,000 subscribers. If you are watching now live or on repeat, and I see that you put a comment, racially abusing myself or anybody else or of the players, I will bar you for life. And it's happened in the past. Someone, said something, they were barred for life. Somebody said something silly, they were barred. And there was no coming back. And I received all the messages on Twitter saying, oh, what happened? I was barred, and there is no coming back. And I'll go further still and say, I will do my part and I will report you to the police. But let's get back to the main point here, that Bukayo Saka is one of our players. One of our players. and you can find enough time to be a keyboard, I wouldn't say call you a keyboard warrior, just an idiot. Idiots. And if you try and do this on this platform, you will come into the wrong place. I just, words fail me. I have seen a lot in my time. I have seen a lot. And I've seen other people suffer at the hands of racists. I've seen it. And I'm not talking about the time I spent in Central and South America, right here in the UK. So before we start pointing the finger to, all the other countries, whether it's Germany or Russia, we have to get our house in order. And there's only so much that we can do on Canon 4 TV. And we have set up the perimeters that all those comments that get bounced back. Some of them do get through. Some of them do get through. But those who get through, they're barred for life. Barred for life. We're doing our part on a little channel like Canon 4 TV. So that's my ranting over, and quite rightly so. I am fuming. Absolutely. I'm disgusted that people will go out of their way, spend their time to do those images there, thinking, what, who the hell are you to go and do that? Fully well, you would not even do that or say that to Bukayo Saka's face. You wouldn't. Anyhow, let's get back. I'm going to do like little different segments. Maybe I've just kind of picked up on some other bits and pieces. And yeah, so the game yesterday ended 2-2. 2-2. And although, if my memory serves me well, I don't remember giving out a prediction. Although I'd spoken to my brother, I've spoken to other content creators about my prediction. Because it seems like whenever I give out a prediction, people don't like when I give out an honest prediction. And what did I predicted a 2-2, a draw. There you go. I said it, a draw. And so if you want to come after me, and this is a blanket statement I'm sending out. You are entitled to your opinion, like I'm entitled to my opinion. I'm entitled to giving a prediction, a fair and honest prediction. If you don't like it, then you need to find a different platform to go and listen to. An honest prediction. Of course, I'm going to want Arsenal, my club, to win. But it's just a prediction. It's only football, for crying out loud. Anyway, so that was it there. I don't know. I think was it Groundhog Day? Was it Groundhog Day? 2 games on the bounce now. I mean, how do I say this? I mean, Gabriel Jesus' goal was so well worked, and I got to applaud Benny Blanco. You guys love to call him Benny Blanco. Yeah, I'm just trying to remember the passage of play. I think it was kind of played out by Martinelli. No, that was the other goal by Odegaard, but it found its way to Benny Blanco, and it squared across the goal line, and only for Gabriel Jesus to have a simple tap. And I think, wow, inside 10 minutes, I was thinking, right, the floodgates are definitely going to open up now. And then lo and behold, this was the second goal that Odegaard scored. And I think Martinelli tried to cross it a couple of times, and the second time he tried, it ended up at his feet. It was volleyed, actually. It was a very good goal by captain. Your captain, my captain, Martin Odegaard. Wonderful stuff. And I thought, okay, well, again, the floodgates will definitely, it's going to be like King Canute trying to, keep the wave back of goals. We're at the London Stadium. From what I saw, because I did a watch on with my brother Ralph, I thought, okay, we're at the London Stadium. Yeah, they silenced the crowd, just like murmuring. You could probably hear a cricket. Yeah, just kind of burping at over there. And next thing I know, because I had to kind of cut away from my brother's watch, and I had to go and do some of my bits and pieces. And I saw on a live chat, oh my goodness, it's 2-1. And how I remember this being played out, I think it must have been Thomas Partey who received the ball in a dangerous area, who tried to do, I didn't realise it was an umbrella, isn't it? Trying to flick it over. It wasn't a handball. It wasn't a handball by Declan Rice. And I think it was a penalty. Was it a penalty? Was it a penalty, wasn't it? Let me just kind of get this right. It was a penalty, and Benrahma scored. It was a penalty. I saw people saying, "Oh, but you know, Paqueta, Lucas Paqueta, he dived. He dived." I was thinking, "Nah, sorry, no, no, that it was a penalty." And Gabriel Magalhaes has that in his locker. You know, everyone keeps saying, "Oh, but you know what? Rob Holding is not a good defender. You know what? Probably need to sell him." And I saw again someone putting up something silly on social media that upset me. Really, really upset me. Apart from everything else there, Rob Holding, he knows he's not. He's a squad player, isn't he? And he's coming in, stepping in the shoes, or stepping in the position of William Saliba. They're two different players. Even though they're covering the same position there, Rob Holding is an avid professional. Never complains. But all the stuff about Rob Holding's not good enough, and but what about Gabriel Magalhaes? He has that in his locker, always making rash decisions. And excuse me, he is not a leader. We do need someone in the defense or a strong leader to say, look, Gabby, you know what? Calm yourself down. Calm it down. You know, I mean, how many times we saw him do like silly free kicks, on the halfway line, rash. But that was a penalty. It was a stone cold penalty, and so 2-1. I was thinking, oh, all right, okay. Where are we going here now? Where are we going here? Where are we going here? Bukayo Saka had a penalty. And again, I wasn't watching it because I was out, and then I heard next thing, Bukayo Saka had missed a penalty. I think, oh, right, okay. And the first thing that came to mind was that he's going to be vilified for missing that penalty. And just cut to the chase. Then, yeah, they scored a second one. Kind of reminiscent to the Odegaard goal on the volley. I can't remember who passed it to him, but it was a well taken goal. So where are we now? 4 points. 4 points dropped. 4 points dropped. And you might want to say, well, it's down to the players, but it's also with just kind of phrase from the former prime minister who got us into this situation now. We're in this together, Mr. Cameron used to say. Prime Minister Cameron, we're in this together. We are in this together. They need us, the 12th man. Arsenal, the players, Mikel Arteta, they need us. But the point I do want to make is that blame the right words? Is it even the right words? I mean, how did we lose that game? No, we didn't lose it. How did we draw the game? How did we not beat West Ham? Knowing how we started out the trap so very, very quickly. How did we not get the points? And one other thing as well, I think he subbed off the captain. A captain should never be subbed off because he is your talisman. He is your leader. And if your leader's not there, it's going to be like, I don't know, a bunch of lions led by a chicken. He should never be subbed off unless there was an injury. And I don't think there was an injury. So the substitutions that Arteta makes, for me, don't really make sense. They don't make sense. And it goes down to his inexperience, still making the same mistakes. The same mistakes over and over again. And he's in the hot seat. When are you going to learn, Mikel Arteta? And baptism of fire. I mean, I've always said, again, my prediction, Arsenal are not going to win the Premier League. Why? Man City. Man City are just in first gear, second gear. I don't even think they've hit third gear. Leicester City, they were in second gear. Just coasting. Only coasting. So, yeah. And so are you going to come after me now and say that, well, Alex is not an Arsenal supporter because he thinks Arsenal are not going to win the Premier League. He thinks Man City is going to win the Premier League. It's my opinion. You can have your opinion. But that's my honest prediction. I don't have a crystal ball, but I just think, yeah, that Arsenal will not win the Premier League. We're losing the momentum, and it's the players, the young players. They've not been in this situation before. All bar Gabriel Jesus and Zinchenko, and who's the other player? There is another player. Oh yeah, Jorginho. They've not been in this situation before. The majority of the season, where have they been? They've been on the top of the Premier League. They've been on the top. But now this is crunch time. Crunch time. And so we go to St. Mary's on Friday. By the way, my brother will be doing a watch along for that 8 p.m. kickoff time there. You would say that Arsenal are going to bounce back, but I thought they were going to bounce back against West Ham. It didn't happen. So Arteta has a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do. You know, he probably needs to put his arm around Bukayo Saka and speak to all the players. And remember, we are still top of the league. It's in our hands to lose. In our hands to lose. So, yeah, I mean, I was going to show some images. Yeah, the penalty. That was the penalty. The other penalty. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. I was watching ESPN this morning, and it was saying that Magalhães committed himself, but then tried to remove his foot, but he realized it was too late. This was a penalty. It's a penalty. What other image do I have? Oh, yes. So this gentleman, as I understand, Zinchenko didn't play because I think he had a thigh issue. Had a thigh issue. And this gentleman didn't play. William Saliba was saying it. And I put out a poll over the last hour. And I asked the question, now, are you sure that Arsenal can survive without William Saliba? Now, again, I don't have a crystal ball. I'm thinking, what would have happened if a William Saliba had been there? Calming influence. Anyhow, so the question is, are you sure Arsenal can survive without William Saliba? So we have had a whopping 193 votes, 2 comments, and 12 likes. Thank you for that. 32% say yes, we can do and survive without William Saliba, and 68% say actually no, we cannot do or survive without a William Saliba. Am I concerned? Well, I said from the get-go, I just don't think Arsenal have it within themselves to win the Premier League. I think probably this is the best chance we have to win the Premier League, and the squad is too small, isn't it? Not comparable to Man City's squad. Even the manager, not comparable to a Pep Guardiola. It's in our hands to lose. Anyhow. What else did I want to say? Okay, there was going to be some other bits and pieces. Oh! For some reason, I got listening to a particular podcast that Rio Ferdinand, and I can't remember the other guy's name. I think Rio Ferdinand's podcast. And I was listening to it whilst I was driving back from work. And he came up with something. I was thinking, oh my goodness. He said that Rio Ferdinand drops worrying claim about Mikel Arteta. So when he was pushed, he said, well, no, the streets. I've heard that Real Madrid will look to replace Carlo Ancelotti with Arsenal's boss, Mikel Arteta. I was thinking, what are you talking about, man? He said, well, that's the streets. That's what I've heard on the streets. I was thinking, right, okay. But you know what? I'm not even going to go into that. You know, we've still got so much things to deal with. It's just, and you know what? I'm really upset to see. I don't even like to use the term person of colour, because even white is a colour, isn't it? So let's just say Bukayo Saka receiving, abuse from so-called Arsenal supporters. He's our player. And you're saying that you support Arsenal, and you find time to go onto your social media platform and send out racist comments to one of our players? I can't say star boy, star man. Oh my goodness, that has really upset me. So I don't want to. I know I've been gassing on for like almost 25 minutes, but let's just kind of run through these, and so I can end up. I'm going to have my din-dins. I'm going to make it. I'm going to be cooking, even though the wife is in the kitchen. I said I'll cook. I did say I was going to cook. I said I was going to cook. So she banished me over here to the other studio. This is not a studio. This is the bedroom. Dear me. I've just. Thank you, John, for that comment there. But I'm just so upset about. And I knew it was coming. I knew Bukayo would get a barrage of abuse. Just absolutely disgusting from our so-called fans doing that and saying that about our player, star player of the season, man. Anyhow, let's go on to our Twitter account. See if there's been any live comments there. No, not any so far. Okay, nothing there. Let me remove this. I was going to talk about something else, but I can't be bothered, to be honest. Yeah, Rio Ferdinand talking about that bit of news there. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. All right, so leaves me to go into the live chat for the first time on this Monday evening show over here. On top of the show, we've got Ashley D, who says, hey up Gooners, and help to you, Ashley. I hope you're keeping well. Ange, First Lady, says, even Ashley and Alex. Actually, Ange, a good post-game reaction show. I kind of, snipped in and snipped out because I was with the missus and we were driving to my mum's house straight after doing a watch on with Ralph. But I think Ange, you should do a lot more post-game reaction shows. It's I'm just saying. But it was a good show. You did really, really good. Yeah, discussing image and VAR work. I just. We in the schools that I've worked in over, well, I think probably since the last, say, 10, 12 years, e-safety, what children should do if they see that, and be careful who they're communicating with, and take a screenshot and report it to an appropriate adult. I'm thinking, yeah, well, I actually should have followed that. I should have screenshotted the abuse that started to receive maybe like 3 years ago, but less so because we've set up the perimeters to protect everyone on the platform. But what are these people, man? Anyhow, Emerson, I hope you had a good day in Seiko. It was Emerson's birthday yesterday. Well said. Let's hope the club finds the individuals that sent the abuse yesterday. Yeah. Good evening, Gooners, said John the Geezer. Evening, Ashley, Ange, Emerson, John, and Alex, and everyone watching. Tygonosaurus says, hope you're keeping well, my friend. Is it Saliba and Zinchenko that keep Gabriel Magalhaes calm in the defence? I would have to say yes. Because we've seen it so many times. He has that within his locker. He's so rash. It's like the blood rushes to his head before he can let the grey matter swirl around and say, actually, you know what? It wouldn't be so wise of me to make that challenge there. Let me kind of take a step back, let the player turn, and then deal with him. But so rash. But I think maybe those could be the two players that are a common effect. I'll probably say more William Saliba by example. William Saliba is so cool, calm. I'm thinking, man, don't you see the pressure? There's two players coming. There's three players bearing down. He's like, hey, so you got what? Saliba, show me how you did that, man. You got three players on the press, and you're like, oh, boom, bam, bam, bam. I think, oh my goodness. But I tend to agree. I think William Saliba, by example, is the common effect there. We still top of the league, and that's what I said. We're still top of the league. We need to mine now draw at City, and it'll still be in our hands, but it will be tough. It'd be typical Arsenal to not beat a Liverpool, not beat a West Ham, and go to the Etihad and beat Man City. It will be typical Arsenal to do that. Arsenal will win the league. Look at that. And I didn't even see it. Heard it in the grapevine. Yeah. What subs would you have brought on and when? Well, again, you could see Thomas Partey just did not look. It wasn't his best game. Again, I saw ESPN this morning and they were saying that it's funny because some of the things that Arsenal have done so well appears to be their Achilles heel, trying to be not flashy, but why would you want to try and do an umbrella, trying to flick the ball over in a dangerous area that maybe he probably would have gotten away with in an other game, but now is the business part of the season. You know, you drew against Liverpool, play for percentages, get it out, get it out. But no, trying to flick it over. And by the way, Ralph, I know Ralph, my brother, is in the live chat. It wasn't a penalty by Declan Rice. It was not it wasn't a free kick. It wasn't handball. It wasn't handball. But um, the subs, I probably would have subbed off Bukayo Saka. I would have subbed off Thomas Partey, but I wouldn't have subbed off our captain. Our captain, for crying out loud. There's a reason why he's a captain. He's supposed to be the leader of men. Are you subbing him off? Are you really going to give it the captain's armband to a Granit Xhaka who also can be hot-headed? No, you're not. Keep the club captain on the pitch. He's also a calming effect. But no, you sub him off. Oh, dear. I hope so, John. I don't want to blasphemy, infamy. They've all got it in for me. But I understand what you're trying to say. Rice, baby. Handballs it before. No, it wasn't a penalty. It wasn't a handball, John. It wasn't a handball. I've seen the stills. It wasn't. It hit his chest, not his hand. My brother says, "Hey, Ajax, don't you think we are just getting a bit wound up? This is a young, experienced or inexperienced team, but uncharted waters." Exactly. But it's a young team. But how many internationals are there in that first team there? Almost all of them are internationals, Ralph. So they should know what it means to play under pressure. But the Premier League pressure, they've not seen the likes of this before. Gabriel Jesus has, Zinchenko, and Jorginho has. They've all been there. They've all been to the promised land. They've all been to the promised land. And I have to say, I don't like the term "it's in our hands" to lose. Let's take each match as it comes, and we'll see where we'll end up. Yeah, I mean, I've long since stopped forecasting in the future. You know what? In February we can get these points. In March we can get these points tally. And in April, nah, you're right, game by game. But then I did say we wouldn't win the Premier League, so I've gone right fast forward to the future. Oh, dearie me. Ralph, Alex needs to see a faith healer. I need a holiday. I've just come from a holiday, and I need a holiday, man. No, but John, you probably would understand. What's got me so riled up is just seeing that so-called Arsenal fans are treating our star man, a star boy, like this, and have gone out of their way to do that, make up that image there. I was thinking, what is going on? What's going on? Would you bring Wenger to the dressing room to give advice? No, I wouldn't. No, he'd probably be a divisive image, a figure there. No, I wouldn't. Saka has been a star for 3 years, plus saving Arsenal many times. People should be quiet. They should. But how short are their memories, isn't it? Again, some people in the fan base are claiming to be Arsenal fans, letting the blood rush to their head and doing that. I've been very upset. It's sickening. These people are not fans, mate. No way. I know. I hope Arsenal do go out and find who these people are, and throw the book at them. Would you bench Martinelli for Trossard in the next match? No, I wouldn't. No, I think Martinelli's had a good game. I mean, they do say the best in the line of defense is attack. So, is there a case to play both Martinelli and Trossard? But I wouldn't bench Martinelli. I think he had a relatively good game. I think he's top scorer in the Premier League for Arsenal. So I wouldn't bench him. Bitterman, good afternoon. Says that trophy is for Man City because Arsenal are really tired. To play in the margin. Arsenal draw with West Ham United. You think Arsenal can beat Man City or can draw? Be impossible to win that trophy. No, I think it's impossible because, like John says, we're still top of the league. We are still top of the league, even though we've dropped 4 points. Jesus playing all over the place. That technically is this supposed to achieve? Do you know? But he's always been like that, and Zinchenko is like that as well, to the detriment. But you know, with Zinchenko, he doesn't give you any defense. But Jesus is like that. He has the license to, float across the three or even help in the midfield and even help the defense. But that there, I mean, would you want to restrict Jesus to stick it in one position? No, you wouldn't. That's just the way that he plays, and I think we are playing him to his strengths personally. Alex, I have my red and white glasses on with the Declan Rice bit. However, the penalty was given because Gabriel dived in when he didn't need to. Gave a weak ref an easy decision. Yes, yeah, yeah. And we've always said it, Ralph. Don't give the referees easy decisions to make. Don't rely on VAR to come and be the savior of the day. What you need to do is just score the goals. Just score the goals. That's what we have to do. Age has nothing to do with it. It has to do with attitude. You want it, go get it. Not go into the usual panic mode. Yeah, yeah, I get it, but it's how you say age mentality as well. I've said it so many times, Ashley. Are the players prepared to go and battle on a wet Thursday or Friday night when the chips are down? When one player will receive a yellow card, and maybe that player is the marquee signing, like a Thomas Partey or Martin Odegaard or Gabriel Jesus. Do the players have the right mentality to get it over the line? By all means, don't lose the game, but get it over the line, which means win the game. And sometimes the players, at least in the last two games, have been found a little bit wanting. Mikel Arteta, prepare the players for these eventualities. Again, it's the fine lines. The fine lines. Don't try and do an umbrella, try and chip it over Declan Rice. Play for percentages. Get it out. And you might say, oh, what about the penalty? Well, the penalty, even I'm sure Thierry Henry has missed a penalty. There's Bergkamp missed penalties. So it's going to happen. But even at that point, Arsenal was still 2-1 up. We were still 2-1 up. And we couldn't manage the game. Couldn't manage the game. Arsenal should so I'll forget about the trophy in the season. For sure, Man United is rather than Arsenal for this year because Man United already have a Carabao Cup. That is good results for Man United. Let's hope Walcott doesn't score Friday. Do you know what? Let me give you guys a quick preview. I was thinking, I chose, where is it? Give you guys a quick preview of the thumbnail artwork that's about to go live because my brother will be doing his watch along. And who did I choose? I chose Theo Walcott. There you go. Theo Walcott's thinking, oh my goodness. You could probably see that the stars are probably going to be aligned now, isn't it? Anyhow, so my brother will be doing a watch along. Friday is going to be a long night. It's going to be a long night for me because I'm going to be doing the Easy Talk from 7 until maybe 7:45. Then jumping on for a little while with my brother's watch along. And yeah, it's going to be a long night Friday night, man. Oh dear. But yeah, Walcott, let's hope not. Why did Trossard not stay up top for the rest of the match when he came on? I think maybe instructions by Mikel Arteta. Probably he was instructed to do that or to stay in that position there. Why did a player with the experience, Jesus, hand the responsibility of the penalty to Saka? Well, he has a good ratio of scoring goals. I don't. Good question. Good question. But you know what? Sometimes you designate certain players for certain jobs. So there'll be maybe one or two players who are designated to take the corners. There might be a player designated to take free kicks, and one or two players maybe to take the penalty. But that's a good, very question. A good question. Maybe we need to ask Mikel Arteta. Wait, Mikel, why did you not let Jesus take the penalty? Hindsight is a wonderful thing, isn't it? A wonderful thing. A wonton. I'm not sure. I assume Saka is the penalty taker. Exactly. Certain players are designated to do certain tasks when it comes to set plays, and I think he's probably only missed 2 penalties. I think out of 6. I think. Pesce, my brother. What's happening, brother? Where you been, man? You been hiding away from me, man. Alex, it's Pesci here from South Africa. Sorry for the experience, Mikel Arteta. The boy is tired. Give him a rest. Twice losing from winning positions. Okay, beat City and win the Premier League. That's what I said. It would be typical of Arsenal to drop points and actually escape with a point from Anfield, because Liverpool should have beaten us eventually. Drop 2 points against West Ham, but only go to the Etihad and beat Man City. It could happen. It could happen. It's ours to lose. Win 7 games. We still the goodies. Goody, yum, yum. Alex, these are cowards, ain't fans. Are they? They're even gooners. I think it goes deeper. Very dark times indeed. But like I said, it is, when we talk about racism, it's a complex issue to try and dismantle and talk about. It can't be solved and even discussed on a platform like ours. So that's a bigger society problem issue there. But when you're talking about when it's a controlled environment, i.e. social media, you can control that if you are motivated to do it. Why isn't Emma Swift Rowe playing? Good question. Good question. Response to the question, John Gunnar, didn't Jesus take the last penalty? Ah, I thought Nelson played well. Yes, he did at the end, but did not have enough time. Yes, ESR, he's in the game. Play the boy. Play the boy. Wonton soup. Not sure. Wonton soup. People are complaining about Saka missing penalty. There's no one perfect and that's what I said. Even a Thierry Henry, Dennis Bergkamp, who have probably been one of our all-time best players, they've missed penalties as well. Lynn, good evening to you. Even Alex and John. Kind of trying to go through this very, very quickly. Arteta cannot prepare them as he never been in that position as a manager. I said that. I said that on Ralph's watch along yesterday. I said just that. I said, you could there's probably 4 players that have ever won the Premier League who play in a current squad. Jorginho, Zinchenko, Jesus. I think I'm missing maybe one other player. Let's just say 3 players who won the Premier League. So they know what it's like to be in that situation. But the manager has not been in that situation before. Maybe as an assistant coach with Man City. But as a manager, he's not been in that situation before. Hi, Lynn. I hope you're well. Are you still a believer? Isn't that a monkey song? Hey, I'm a monkey. And I'm a believer. Anyway, in the watch long, I did say that we should have changed the party for Jorginho, Jesus for Trossard, Saka for Nelson, leaving Odegaard on. Don't think we are getting it easy against the Saints. Oh no, we're not. We're not. We're not. The form of Saka is a bit down. It is, but I will probably say a little bit further and say that the guy is tired. Youngsters are going to say to you, well, you say, actually, are you ready? You want to play? Youngsters will say, yeah, I'm ready. I want to play. I want to play. But it's for a manager to actually say and have some kind of foresight and say, actually, you know what? We're going to rest you. We're going to rest you. And I think it's probably down to, again, fatigue. The youngster has been asked to carry Arsenal for too long. Give him a break. Please. Two ex-Gooners in the Saints team, and they are fighting for survival. I think it was Jesus who took our last penalty against Leeds. Maybe that was a gesture to him, though. I still think we should have faith in our team. However, because of the age, we haven't been in this position before. It's now when the pressure begins, and the pundits have been against us all this season. Lynn, I think you should be in a dugout. Arteta has never been in this position. However, he has been at Man City and knows what it takes to win. A daydream believer. That's what I said, innit? That's what I said. The monkeys. Yeah, daydream believer. Hey, the monkeys. Like monkeying around. Those were the days, man. What was it? The banana splits. The banana splits. Yeah, I'm showing my age now, man. All those other the proper children's programs, man. Was it the double deckers? La 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 la. Got to try and cheer myself up, man. Metanars will not play on Friday. Why? What's happened? Was it something I said? Why not? What? Because it's a parent club. My goodness. I just. And do you know what? I hate having to talk about those topics there. I really hate it. I don't know, man. I really don't know. Again, I just hope Arsenal identify these people. I hope the law gets involved because it should get involved, inciting racism. But again, I'll say this again, that if I do see any comments aimed at myself, our panelists, aimed at the players, inciting racism, hatred, or violence, you guys are barred forever. You ain't coming back, man. You're not coming back. All right. I think there's just been a couple more. My point is that we talk about the experience that the likes of Jesus and Jenko bring to the table in getting us over the line. But isn't a crucial penalty one of those clutch moments? It is. It is. It is. But then you have to look about what happened about the game when we drew against Everton. What about the game when we drew against Liverpool and we drew against West Ham? It is the fine lines. The fine lines, man. All the games matter. 38 games, and I'm not even thinking about the league, the League Cup, the competitions. The season's a long old season, and when you are in that game, I'm talking like I know how it is to play in the Premier. I've never played, I played county football. That's the highest level I got to, But looking from the outside in, when you're in the game, you've got to focus for 90, 95 minutes, and then some change. You can't let up. And that's why Man City have won, out of the last 5 seasons, they've won the Premier League 4 times. Because they focus. Every single game, they focus. Because if they don't, play doesn't, there's somebody else waiting in the wings to come and step in there if you can't do it. And that's the way, Pep Guardiola has set up the team to be that way. Play with fear. If you know it doesn't happen, then we ain't winning anything. You got to be on it. And so Arteta, yeah, but he's still inexperienced. Never been in that position before as a manager in the hot seat. Anyway, let me try and wrap this one up, man. Loan agreement. Okay, all right. Alex, terrible. Well, do you know what, John? The next time we meet at the Gunners pub, you're going to be singing with me, mate. All right? You're going to be singing with me. La 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 la. I feel that on Sunday, with all the comments, Zinchenko not able to defend, but we missed him on Sunday because Kieran can defend, but he can't find spaces as in he can. It's down to Mikel Arteta to make sure that he plays the cards the right time at the right place, or the right place at the right time. You know the strengths and the weaknesses of the players. All players have strengths and weaknesses. I don't care who you are, either Ronaldo or Pele or Maradona. All have weaknesses and strengths. So it's down to Mikel Arteta to find how to play his players in a particular game, in a particular position, to maximise what you've asked them to do. It's down to Mikel Arteta and nobody else. La 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 la. Oh dear. John, we're all seeing brothers picks. La 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 la. And do you know what I'm gonna do whilst I'm having my dinner? I'm gonna watch some of the reruns with the banana splits. Oh, happy days, man. Happy days. When football was proper football, you didn't have to run to social media and talk about what happened. You go to the pub or school the Monday morning and have your mates laughing at you because Arsenal lost against was it York? Oh my goodness. And Wrexham. Remember those games there? Ah, dearie me, man. That's when football was football. Anyhow. I think I've finished now. Have I finished? Yes, but Alex, Pep has the luxury of able to put another 11 out if the first 11 are not performing. Yeah, I know. I get it. I've said that. It's not comparable. Not comparable. I mean, a lot of the clubs, Nottingham Forest, they probably bought 30 players and counting. Incredible. 30 players. They spent a lot of money. You look at Man United, spent a lot of money. Liverpool spent a lot of money. Tottenham spent a lot of money. Chelsea spent money. And then you look at Arsenal, who've spent comparing that to them, almost nothing. But you look at the size and the quality of the squad we have there. It's not comparable. So when our backs are against the wall, you're thinking, right, okay, so I'm gonna have to put in a particular player because this player is injured. I'm not gonna mention the players' names there. You know what? This is all we have. This is all we have. But then you go back because Arteta hasn't just arrived at Arsenal. He's been with us for 3.5 seasons. He's had how many transfer windows? He's had the time to rebuild. Go to Uncle Stan and say, you know what, we need money to shore up the squad, bring real quality, but we're short on numbers. He's had that. So you can't say, well, you know what, the players. That's been down to Mikel Arteta and Edu. You've known what's been coming. Of course, you didn't know we were going to be atop the Premier League. Anyhow. Guys, I've got to go through this very, very quickly because I want to go have my din-dins. Social media needs to make people accountable. I'm remembering Zippy. Oh, dearie me, man. The magic roundabout. Remember the magic roundabout? Oh, dear. God. I didn't like Xavier Mungo. Banana Splits, he was well cool. Oh, dear me. Didn't like Xavier Mungo, Banana Splits. Oh, what have I done? I've probably... Oh, this is what I missed out on. Oh, what's happened here? Oh, what am I doing? And there we go. Seems to be few bungles in Nasper's side. La 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 la. Can we not think of a chant with that banana split song? La 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 la. Saliba. La 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 la. Jorginho. No. La 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 la. And get to you. I can't think of. I'll think of something. I'll come up with something for the Easy Talk on Friday, or maybe the watch long. La 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 la. Yeah, I'll come up with a chant. Anyway, one tongue Spurs have got my business starting in 11. Dear. Do you know what? I'll come to an end on this one, man. Dear. I'm sorry I had to start it, just talking about, our star boy. I'll call him our star man now, Bukayo Saka. But that really, really did upset me. And again, I don't care whether it was a person of color. I don't like that phrase because even white is a color. Even if it was a player who didn't play for Arsenal. No player deserves that. No player deserves that at all. Absolutely disgusting. Um, Emerson, what's that? One banana is the first two words. I'll think of a chant. Well, Emerson, actually, I'll throw out to anyone out there. If you can think of a chant with that, the banana splits. La 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 la. Jorginho. No, no, that doesn't go, does it? La 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 la. Anyway, I gotta go. Otherwise, the men in white coats might come and knock on the door. Hello, who's that? We're here for Alex. La 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 la. God damn it. Oh dear. Anyway, I'm finished on this one. I will be back tomorrow. Give me some more live news. Hopefully, we can have an update on maybe these people have been found by Arsenal and probably been led to the Old Bailey, the courts. Yeah, disgusting. Anyhow, we're finished. Thank you to you joining me over here. Actually, before I go, let's have a quick look at the poll question. Are we missing William Saliba as a calming effect for Gabriel Magalhaes? And I'm not here to point fingers and be name blaming and say it was his fault, it was that fault. I'm just asking a question. Are we missing a William Saliba as a calming effect in the defence? Hmm. Let's check out the poll for the last time. So now we have received 240 votes. There's been two comments, which tells me I need to respond to those comments there. 13 likes. Thank you for that. Again, are you sure Arsenal can survive without William Saliba? Well, 31% of the votes say actually Arsenal can survive without William Saliba. And of course, 69% say actually we can't. Yeah. I'm not saying it. The vote's saying that. Anyhow, join me maybe same time, same place, just a different day. La 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 la. You guys are probably think I've lost it now, innit? I never had it. All right, people. Until then, enjoy yourselves. Whatever you're going to do. Maybe it could be your evening. I don't know. Maybe it could be your night. Maybe sleeping. Probably on that side of the planet. North, Central, South Asia, or maybe you're on this side, stateside, which means probably lunchtime, or maybe yeah, early afternoon, or maybe you're stuck in the middle with me. God help you. Anyhow, this has been Canon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world.